Hi, my name's Bana. Although I'm going to be dealing with a wide range of topics on this channel, I am going to also look at some of the physical practices that are contained within the system of yoga. However, I want people to be really aware if you're kind of new to yoga or you've been doing a asana practice for a very long time without kind of a fuller understanding of yoga, that traditionally asana wasn't featured very highly in most of the lineages of yoga. And in fact, it is something that's really emerged to prominence through the cultural transference of yoga into Western cultures and the way that calisthenics, gymnastics, dance, and frankly, commercialism have influenced the practices. So today I wanted to discuss one of the primary myths of kind of dangerous practice that gets perpetuated in classes, and that's the idea that our knee must be in line with our ankle or we're going to hurt ourselves. So I usually see this when a teacher takes their first warrior two of the class, and then they might say something like, if your knee is not in line with your ankle, you might do yourself some harm, or it's dangerous for your knee to go past your ankle. This is not true. And there are so many reasons why this is not true, but one of them being that there's a myriad of other yoga positions which we take that is absolutely counter to this idea. For example, if I was moving from a warrior two position into a half moon, my knee has to go over my toe in order to get there. If I was to go into Malasana, otherwise known as the yogic squat, my knees must go over my ankle in order to create that shape. Same with chair position. So what we see is this kind of statement about the knee and ankle alignment and the possibilities of danger based around our warrior series, whether that's warrior one, warrior two, or perhaps coming into some of our sun salutation practices. So this is actually a more classical form of a salutation, crescent lunge. And it's only been more recently that we kind of see this idea of don't let your knee go over your toe. Right. Of course, if you have a pre-existing knee condition or an injury, then there is potential that it might be aggravated or there might be some damage caused depending on what that condition is. So you just need to get some advice from your osteo, your physio, or your healthcare provider, and they're going to let you know whether or not you're right to practice in that way. One of the benefits of perhaps playing with the position of your knee and your ankle in warrior one or warrior two is that it will change the focus of your awareness. So if I start to shift forward, I have to work in different muscle groups in order to maintain that position. If I'm in my warrior two, in this particular alignment, then I'm going to feel more work around my pelvis and my upper thighs, whether if I shift forward, all of a sudden I feel my knee stabilizes switching on. And arguably, that's really good strengthening work for my knee. So ultimately, Yoga Asana is not about creating some mythological perfect shape. Please don't fall into this illusion that is often perpetuated by people who aren't really centered around the awareness practice that yoga is intended for. And I'd encourage you to experiment and play with the shapes within your body in a way that feels really safe for your being, because that's actually going to help expand your awareness and build your neural connections, your neural pathways to different parts of your body through that somatic experience. Anyway, thanks so much for your time. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope it helps you feel empowered to have some agency over your own practice, and to know that if your body looks differently to my body in some of these shapes, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your practice. If you're present with what you're doing and you're cultivating awareness, then you're practicing excellent yoga.